Buckle the fuck up, because you're never gonna see a video like this again.
Buckle the fuck up, because we're about to piss off the entire internet.
Logan Paul. Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Logan Pauls. Logan Paul.
Logan Paul. The Logan Paul. Logan Paul.
Metal Gear.
Logan Paul. Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Did you hear about that YouTuber, Logan Paul?
So Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul. Logan Paul.
What would you do if you had $1 million?
I'll tell you what I'd do, man.
Logan Paul. Logan Paul. Logan Paul. Logan Paul. Logan Paul. Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul. Logan Paul. Logan Paul. Logan Paul. Logan Paul. Logan Paul.
Logan, what did you do? What did you do? Answer me!
Yo, what a legend! Holy shit!
Hey, wait, something ain't right. Damn it! No! Much better. Hi! Hello everybody out there on the internet. Do you like my hat? What? Too soon? Yeah, this is gonna be one of those type of videos. Now let's just get one thing out of the way before we really jump into the heart of this video. If you already hate Logan Paul or hated him before all this Japanese controversy shit, this video is probably not going to be for you. I mean, if you're already solidified in your mind about how bad of a person Logan is, you should just turn off the video right now. Now, when it comes to this whole thing that's been happening right now on the internet of Logan Paul in Japan, I can see both sides of the coin. On one side of the coin, you've got people that are offended by what happened in the video. On the other side of the coin, you have people that are just going out and attacking people who are offended by the video. When it comes to this stuff, I think on both sides of the argument, both of these people are wrong. I think people making racist remarks towards people that are speaking out, totally fucked up. At the same time, people randomly lashing out at Logan and saying this is the end of the world for gaijin in Japan are also wrong. Now, again, I don't agree with almost a majority of the stuff that went down in Logan Paul's video. But does he really deserve this much hate that's been going on the internet since January 1st? So this video is gonna be... Hold on, I gotta take this off. Much better. What this video is mainly going to be about. You see, the thing is, I watch YouTube all the time. Hell, I watch YouTube more than TV shows and movies combined. And I've been watching YouTube since the website first got released. And every year, it's always the same fucking thing. People are scapegoating. People are trying to use controversy for their own personal gains. News outlets are just loving it because it gives them a shitload of content. And most importantly, I hated how people are claiming Japan, oh, like it's their little baby. But we're going to get into that later on in the video. So let's get into it, shall we? My history with Logan. I wish this was more about a history of me and Wolverine. Oh, that would be so badass. But anyway, I just thought we'd go slightly briefly over the history that Logan Paul has of him and just being a creator in general. As far as I'm aware, Logan Paul's been making his videos since he was a little kid, like 10 years old or whatever, with his little brother Jake. Eventually, after making all these videos, the app Vine came out, and thanks to them always making videos on Vine, they ended up blowing up like crazy. It's clearly obvious to see why they grew so quickly on Vine. I mean, they made some actually funny shit. Here, just check out a couple. Boom.
Did you just honk at me? You unleashed the beast with false blood!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Good night, idiot.
Good night, idiot.
And after Vine went down, Logan started his YouTube channel. His little brother started his YouTube channel. And now only after a year or so of being on YouTube, Logan's become a millionaire. Not just on YouTube, but also in real life. It shames me to say this as a 30-year-old man, but 30-year-old man wearing a bandana and a fucking Japanese thing. Shut the fuck up. It shames me to think that this 22-year-old has gained so much notoriety and has become so famous with what seems to be in such a short amount of time. It's obvious why some people would be very jealous and salty over this kid becoming so popular online. Now, for my history with Logan Paul, I'm gonna be completely honest. From the beginning, I didn't like Logan Paul. I thought he was rude, I thought he was obnoxious, I thought he was really disrespectful. So after watching a couple of his vlogs in the beginning, I just stopped watching. But one time when I was over at another friend's house, who's also another YouTuber, he said, "Nah man, Logan's cool, you should really check out his stuff. He puts a lot of effort into his shit." And that's when I realized, being a YouTuber is not just what you see on this camera right here. I don't know if this is the right terminology for this, but in my mind, there's always two kinds of actions that go into YouTube. Kind of like IT. There's always the front end of YouTube. This is the videos that people see, whether it's the regular videos or behind the scenes footage. This is all your viewers will ever see. Then there's the back end of YouTube. As you can see, viewers only see this side of it. On the back end, there's so much shit that we always have to do as YouTubers. We have to plan the video. We have to use the equipment. We have to edit the videos. We have to do the tags and the SEO and the fucking thumbnails. There's a lot of work that goes into becoming a fucking YouTuber. And on that end alone, I can really respect Logan for all the work that he puts into all of his videos, especially that he's putting them out on a daily basis. You know, people forget, I'm a teacher part-time here in Japan. Sometimes in order to get my students' attention, I have to act like a fucking jumbly monkey. Why? It's simple. People react to overreactions. So when I see all the work, all the preparation, all the fine-tuning that Logan does for a majority of his vlogs, I can't help but have respect for the guy. So let's talk about Aokigahara Mori, or as you white people like to say, Aokigahara Forest. Now, to be honest, I didn't know about this forest either. Not until a couple years ago when the YouTube channel Vice released a 20-minute documentary about this dude who goes around the forest and he talks people out of suicide. Yeah, apparently this forest for how many years has always been a place where people come to be secluded and basically kill themselves. Now, a lot of YouTubers, myself included, have gone to the Aokigahara Forest in order to shoot YouTube content. Some people go to check out the just beauty of the forest, like my friend Gyo Nation. Some people go there for stupid silly clickbait, like the Comedy Shorts Gamer and stuff. And hell, even this year around June, I went to Aokigahara. I drove there with the guys from the S'mores channel and from the Raka Raka channel. Now when we went, we were trying to find more about the superstitious side of the forest to see if there's ghosts and if our cell phones really didn't work in the forest. Which, by the way, they totally did work in the forest. But anyway, I mean, coming from me, I didn't think it was that big of a deal when I went there, seeing as this is Japan and people kill themselves all the time here. I mean, hell, even the train line I live on, there's at least one suicide a month on there. People killing themselves is not that much of a natural phenomenon here living in this country.
I really didn't think I was going to do a video on the Logan Paul situation.
I'm not making this video for views.
Very likely a lot of new people are going to be trafficked into this video.
I wasn't planning on making a video today, but sometimes you just fucking have to.
Man, did I not think that I was going to be making this as my first video of the year.
Okay, now that we've got the Aokigahara history out of the way, now that we've got Logan's history out of the way, we can go on to the first thing that I really want to talk about. That first thing is this new kind of fucking toxic kind of society that I see back home in the West, in America land. It's like I'm seeing celebrities that I grew up with that I fucking love to watch just getting vilified and crucified over stuff that I don't see particularly as a big fucking deal, These are people that obviously, they did something wrong, but in the overall grand scheme of things, I don't see it as a big fucking deal. You gotta think big picture here. And so it really makes me think, why are people so fucking angry? Everybody in general is so angry about something. And once they find a good moral thing that they can cling on to and feel better about themselves and be part of a group by attacking somebody, that seems like the whole big mob group mentality thing that we have going, not just in the West, but I mean everywhere. Not just, you know, it's never been just a right now thing, but it seems bigger than ever now for some reason. So one of the worst things to come out of this whole fucking controversy is that people are just clearly using it. They don't give a shit about the dead guy. They don't give a shit that Logan put the dead guy in the video, even though they're fucking saying they do. And they're clearly using this scandal or whatever as an opportunity to grow their shit fucking channel. People like the Unicorns for Power or whatever the fuck on Twitter that were trending their fucking video, that were just like, you know, cherry picking parts of fucking Logan's adventure here. People like Kavos, who got 15 million views for his fucking original reply video to Logan's video. It's just, it seems like everybody's trying to make a video about this to grow their fucking channel. I mean, hell, the only people that I've seen that have actually given a good fucking argument on this, that actually think about this from a clear, kind of level-headed fucking point of view, are people that are like political commentators like Lamestream and Stefan Molyneux. But it seems like everybody else is just like, yes, I can cash in on this thing that everybody agrees with, and I can grow my channel by agreeing with their fucking comments. It's just retarded. It's fucking retarded.
Logan Paul が知ってますか？
ローゲンポール？
そう、Logan Paul。
わからない。何それローゲンポール？
その Logan Paul っていうの人が知ってますか？
Logan Paul。
Logan Paul。
アメリカの YouTuber なんですよ。
知らないです。
わかんないって。
Logan Paul って知ってますか？Logan Paul。この名前がみんなが知ってるかなと思ってて。Logan Paul なんかこういう帽子をかぶってるやつが。
Logan Paul. We have never heard of it.
Oh wait, are you guys Japanese?
Actually, we're Japanese, but we speak English.
Oh snap! Well, yes. Nice to meet you, English speaker.
Hey, what's up, homie? How's it going, dude?
Yo, what's... So yet another thing that I do not like is... It's like all these fucking Japan vloggers too chiming in on this. And it just kind of... It just pisses me off. Oh my god, that Aokigahara, he doesn't understand the gravity of that suicide forest. I'm like, do you? You've been here for like a year. What the fuck do you know about Japan? And you know the worst part of this is, even if these people say they're not doing this for views, and the thing is, these people are they're claiming that again, that Japan is going to become worse. It's going to become more racist towards people coming to Japan because of what Logan Paul did. And honestly, if you're so fucking naive that you think people are so stupid that they're just gonna blatantly, all the millions and millions of fucking subscribers of his, that if they all came to Japan, they do exactly what he fucking does. Now, judging by your YouTube growth, everybody's fucking YouTube growth, you could see here saying that, oh wow, you had a couple fucking views on that. Wow, you got a huge gain of views and subscribers by chiming in on this issue. Oh, you didn't have any ulterior motives when it came to this shit. To think that everybody's going to copy him based on that, that's obviously you're a fucking, it's either one, you're a fucking idiot, or two, you're not giving people the credit that people deserve. That if you want to, like, okay, you live in Japan, sure, you have an opinion about what you think Japanese culture and society is. And because you're afraid of what he did and what he put on YouTube, that it's going to affect gaijins' lives coming to Japan and living in Japan, it's just asinine and just fucking retarded. Disrespecting a corpse. I guess I should give this some context. When I was in high school, my neighbor Eduardo... Yeah, see, when I was in high school, I lived in public housing. And I had a neighbor named Eduardo. And I'll admit, you know, I did drugs in high school, okay? And one day I went to a party with Eduardo, and there was a kid there that owed Eduardo money. Eduardo was a drug dealer. And to be honest, I didn't really like him. He, you know, he turned into kind of a scary person in high school. But anyway, long story short, Eduardo ended up slicing some kid's throat up, like, right in front of me in the living room that we were at. And that kid later ended up dying in the hospital. And I bring this up because at that time, I think I was about 17 years old. And the thing is, when that shit went down, I didn't say anything. I just kind of sat there and I was like, okay, this is happening. Just because I couldn't really process what the hell was going on. And I've always wondered, like, you know, whenever I saw like a movie where there's like somebody discovering a dead body or something, the way I see it is like, viewers, we always want something to happen. There's the reaction we want to see that goes along with the story narrative, and then there's the actual real reaction. Sometimes reality and fantasy don't match up to our expectations. And it's not like I'm a stranger to suicide. My best friend, my roommate in college, Mike Bigelow, hell, I even made a fucking video about him. He ended up killing himself about 6 months or like a year after I moved to Japan. So I do know somebody close to me who's killed himself, who I spent like 2 years of my life living only 5 feet away from this guy. But in my personal opinion, I don't think people who kill themselves have the right to say, don't show my body, or don't do something to my body. If you wanted to kill yourself and you don't want anybody to discover it, or at least one person only to discover it, don't fucking kill yourself in a public forest where people walk around all the time. Oh, Sam, but it was off the beaten path. Shut the fuck up. It's a forest. People walk around. I'm sorry to say this, but people who kill themselves, they just don't have the normal rights that somebody would have if there's a tragedy, if they get murdered or something. There's a different. It's like, have any of you ever been to an open casket funeral? You never seen a dead body before? It's not gonna scar you for life. One thing you gotta realize, guys, is that being here in Tokyo, you get the chance to see a dead person who kills themselves almost on a fucking monthly basis here in Japan, depending on the time and location. Tokyo's infamous for having people just launch themselves in front of fucking trains all the time. Again, I live on a train line over here that has at least one suicide per month. I don't know, maybe it's just the cynic in me, or maybe I've lived in Japan too long, but I just don't see suicide. I mean, obviously suicide's a problem. At the end of the day, what is it like? I can't remember the fucking news article, but it's like, you know, even a couple years ago, they showed this dead kid's body as like a refugee or something on all these different news websites. They didn't blur out the face on that fucking thing, and they showed the body clearly. It was all over Facebook. Why is it nobody gave a shit when that stuff happened? But when Logan obviously blurs the face and he doesn't, there's nothing identifiable on that fucking body. Like what, the family of this guy, supposedly, even if he has a family, is gonna be like, oh yeah, that brown jacket, I remember that brown jacket. People come from all over Japan to kill themselves in this one location. So saying that somebody's going to be able to identify this guy's fucking body after it's been blurred out and being like, we should respect that guy. Look, no one's gonna, unless some report gets leaked from the police, or that guy's family, if he has family, goes online and says, what the fuck, this guy was something, what, Logan's a piece of shit. None of you guys are ever gonna find out who the fuck this guy was. And I guess then that means, why does it fucking matter? Yeah, you know, what's the old saying? If it bleeds, it leads. And what's that other saying? Everybody loves a scandal. And the sad thing about this is that, you know, this is news for right now. Like last year, it was PewDiePie and the Wall Street Journal and dressing up like a Nazi and saying nigger or something. Like the year before that, you have that other Family Guy YouTuber who got caught sexting a fucking stripper or something on Twitter. Point being, there's always some big news story or some big scandal going on, and the news companies love to put this shit out there. And you being the fucking stupid peon ants that you are, fucking just gobble that shit up. Except you, Tkyosam fam, I know you're smarter than that, baby. Next thing I'd like to talk about is the people complaining about favoritism on YouTube. Okay, now listen the fuck up. This is the real world. This ain't some fake fucking bullshit Hollywood fucking make-believe version of reality. The fact of the matter is, if you make people money, they're always gonna take your side over whatever fucking bullshit activism, fucking, you know, reaction that you're gonna get from whatever you're doing. You know, Logan being put on the top page and trending and everything should be fair. Well, guess what? I got news for you. Life ain't fair. So again, sorry, but reality ain't fair and your argument sucks. Will somebody please think of the children? Really? Really? You're gonna go with that angle? Okay, here's the thing. 1, I used to be a child. 2, I've been a teacher from kids from fucking toddlers to all the way to high school for the whole 10 years I've been in Japan. And guess what? Kids ain't that innocent. Now guys, you gotta remember, at least here in Japan, there's a lot of things in Japan that kind of, I guess from a Western standpoint, would kill kids' innocence here. You know, they've got porno magazines in the convenience stores. They've got anime TV shows where people are literally getting eaten alive, like in Attack on Titan, that are shown on Japanese TV. Point being that, do you remember when you were a kid? I remember when I was a kid, and I had a 56K modem back then. Now again, being like, well, Logan has child viewers. They should, you know, he has a responsibility. Listen, I'm gonna tell you the same fucking thing that I tell my students' parents every single time they have a fucking issue. It's simple. These are your kids, and no, as much as you want to push on responsibility and blame to somebody else, at the end of the day, you can't be Kyle's mom. These are your kids. It's your responsibility to know what the fuck they're watching. If you don't, none of that fucking goes on him. Well, Logan Paul's being mean, and he's being disruptive, and he's being just, you know, an arrogant asshole, and he's not respecting Japanese culture. So? I mean, honestly, so fucking what? The thing is that in Japan, you forget that a lot of fucked up shit that happens inside Japan is done by, survey says, Japanese fucking people. And again, it seems like, you know, I understand when you see somebody acting like a dick in public, you know, the knee-jerk reaction is, that guy's a fucking dick. You know, but lastly, regarding this, it's just like, well, one, are you kind of jealous because you wish you could do that too? And finally, sure, it was bad, but what he was doing wasn't illegal. You can fucking make a big deal out of all that shit, but I jaywalk every day. You don't see me fucking going to court for it. Like throwing Pokeballs at people. Honestly, I don't think it's that big of a fucking deal. Throw a Pokeball at a policeman? Yes. Fuck the cops. I fucking hate Japanese cops here. That's good. The cop can suck his dick. Another thing of like, oh, well, he was throwing Pokeballs at people that were on their bike. Oh yeah, that's really bad. That's almost as bad as getting an underage girl drunk and then tattooing your name into her butt. Oh, it's not? Oh, you guys don't seem to care about that. That happened just this week in Japan. Let's go back to making fun of the white blonde guy. See, a big issue that I have with this shit is when it comes to Japan and the English, like online English community that involves Japan. Again, it seems like there's a big kind of like claim or ownership of like what people consider their Japan to be, even if they've never been to Japan. Like, you know, whenever it comes to Japan and online shit, there's always like such a big wish hunt culture here. I remember a couple years ago, this guy named Julian Blanc, you know him, he was this, nobody, oh, you don't remember him? Oh, it was such a big deal back then. I remember I got in so much flack because I wasn't defending the guy. Of course, if you guys actually go back and watch my video on that, you see a thumbnail of a fat guy who's just like totally out of shape and kind of has like a fuck you face, and then you have like a misleading, like, you know, fucking clickbaity title, and all these people, without even watching the video, just jumped on me like a pack of rabid dogs, and I wasn't even disagreeing with them. Listen, isn't there more important shit for us to be worried about right now? And that's one of the big issues I see here. Also, it's like in Japan, when I'm vlogging, I feel like I'm walking on eggshells, kind of. See, the thing is that I don't know about other countries around the world, but Japan has a really big online English-speaking, like, vlogging community here. New people are always coming and going to the country, so there's always new English videos being pumped out. But the thing that's very common among these videos are, one, either the people just stay inside and talk, or two, they're always afraid of showing Japan in a negative light, or just showing themselves doing something that's not illegal, but borderline kind of assholey. And that's what I found so refreshing about Logan's vlogs, is that he wasn't doing anything that was like illegal, or at least super illegal, and you could tell he was having fun. There's a difference between hindering and super inconveniencing somebody's life, and then there's stuff like this. Economist Takaaki Mihashi, 48, accused of beating his teenage wife. Or hey, look at this one. Kagoshima, high school girl stabbed in park. Oh wait, how about this one? Chiba woman, 19, in serious condition after being stabbed by a Japanese military member. Oh, I'm sorry, is that not enough for you? Yeah, let's just keep going. Okayama man, 29, stabs father to death. Oh, Aichi murder case launched over corpse of man, 58, found along river. That's not enough. Let's keep going. Tokyo doctor likely injected mistress of stimulant drugs while she slept. Tokyo, Asahi Shimbun delivery man accused of trying to kill a girl he met on Twitter. So it's like, when you see bad shit like this going on all the time in Chiba, and nobody gives a shit about this, is actual stuff that affected people's lives. Some chick got injected with meth while she was sleeping. But no, Logan did something really bad. Look at this. This is real shit that has real consequences that affect people, that's gonna affect them for the rest of their lives. But Logan put a fish on a taxi. Dude, come on. Seriously? Is that all? You like, really? Is that what you're gonna spend your day getting angry about? I mean, for me, it's a love and hate relationship with Japan. Now, for all of you guys who have watched my videos, you'll know that I'm always the first person out of anybody to usually defend Japan against most criticisms. Even after living in this country for over 10 years, I still fucking love it. Even after living here for 10 years, I still see myself retiring here, and I still see myself spending the rest of my days here in Japan. Even when you take all that shit out of the way of Japanese people hurting Japanese people, you gotta realize that Japan's actually a pretty fucking racist country. And Japan's always been a pretty racist country. I mean, their whole history is based on xenophobia. And the thing is, even after all this Logan Paul things, Japan's gonna continue to be a racist country. And don't get me wrong, I don't mean racist like somebody's trying to lynch me every fucking day. But like this house that I'm staying in right now, this was my 5th choice. Being a foreigner in Japan, you get openly discriminated against when you're looking for housing. It's like a black guy trying to find a taxi. You know, everyone has these preconceived notions of foreigners being bad. Even if I have a full-time job with a Japanese domestic company, even if I have savings, even if I have permanent residency, Japanese landowners are still very iffy about letting certain foreigners live in their place. And that's something I have to deal with every time I move. And I've kind of just accepted it. Now, I accepted it, but my best friend, Andrew, speaks way more fluent Japanese than I do. He ended up leaving the country and moving to Hawaii because he just couldn't take it anymore. No matter how many work projects he got done flawlessly, no matter how many extra sales and new clients he got for his company would always say that he wasn't good enough because he didn't work enough overtime. So basing his whole criteria off of nothing more than just simply, you need to work more, Andrew-san, is bullshit, right? Part of Japanese culture. Hashtag racism. Go, switching cameras! Pow! Hey everybody, we're getting to the end of the video now. Apologies if it took too long. I had a lot of shit that I wanted to get off my chest. What better of a time to actually talk about all this stuff when people are actually fucking listening. So, in conclusion, I really hate it when scandals or controversies like this happen, because I feel like all of us who get privileged enough to live in first world countries, that we're really doing a disservice to everybody else with real problems. Now sure, I can see things from Logan's point of view. Logan said, don't defend me, please, you know, I've had enough. But I have to say this for the guy. I don't know Logan, but as a fellow YouTuber, I think Logan's heart was in the right place. As a YouTuber, of course, we always have to look for views and ways to get people's attention. When you're in this kind of new media, you know, entertainment world, everything's always on your shoulders. And you always have to be trying to do the next thing to get more people to watch your stuff. And I'm the kind of guy that's killing, you know, 2 birds with 1 stone kind of mentality. He gets to go into the suicide forest, he finds a dead body, he makes it, nobody's ever done this before, that's a really big vlogger, so he makes history of that, personal gain for him, and then as well, he gets to show suicide awareness in Japan. Win-win, right? Now, all these people are thinking that his win was like this, and that win was down here. And that's why people are so angry. Listen, I know at the end of the day, we all want the same thing. We want to live a peaceful life, we want to be surrounded by people we love, and we want to be respected for the things that we do. But at the end of the day, if you've made it all the way to the end of this video, and if you're one of the people that hate on Logan without even watching any footage, I really want you to do this. I want you just to sit down and I want you to reflect on what your actions say about you. Because hindsight is always 20/20. It's always better to be the judger than the judgee. And when your day comes for people to call you out on some bullshit, you're gonna know exactly how fucking Logan's feeling. And at the end of the day, if you are having these dark thoughts and you are seriously contemplating killing yourself, get help. There's tons of resources to do it. You're never alone and you always have a choice. Papa Tikyo loves you, and so does the Tkyosam fam. You guys stay black. Peace.